Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are at. I am here for day two of the 100-day project, and my project is going live and sharing a little bit of the process and the behind the scenes of living a creative life. And I just got finished with my morning writing ritual. It's a new one that just emerged because I'm in a class right now with Beth Kempton called Ink and Flame. And so it looked a little bit different today than it normally does, which I really like. I really like sharing or switching up my writing practice because it keeps things super alive and real and authentic. Hola, friends. It's so nice to see you again, Beth. I absolutely love and appreciate you. For today's project, I wanted to share a little bit about my wild dreams, and I wanted to go live before I started my work day because energy shifts for me anyway, from writer, creative to like work, small business, like head witch in charge mode. And those are like two completely different energies. And again, when I started this project and yesterday, I told y'all that I really just want it to be a full, authentically raw kind of experience, as if we were having a cup of tea and or a last word, which is my favorite, or a glass of wine together and just talking about creativity and the process and life. And I was also kind of feeling into like, what do y'all need to know for this 100 days to make sense? And so you can be part of the journey with me. And then hopefully, through being with me, I can inspire you to continue to walk or maybe even begin to spark a wild dream path walk of your own. So, a little bit of my wild dreams. The big one for me for 2025 is definitely publishing this memoir, but it's not just publishing this memoir, it is finding an agent. I have, I'm traditionally and self published, so I'm what they call a hybrid published author. Um, the last three of my works have been traditionally published with the same publisher. And then my most recent book, The Artivist, I self-published. And I love being both. I love having the traditional published route books and also the self-published. I love the control and the whole like I get to be a part of the whole experience from designing the cover to the words to the experience of the book when it's self-published. And so I really enjoyed that process as an artist and creative, like having creative 100% control of the book. But then I also love seeing how words that I've written are translated by another artist and another editor and other folks in the writing business and how they interpret the words. So it's a really kind of, I like both, but I've done all of that myself. So I negotiated my contracts. I did all of that myself. And I feel like in order for my writing and my career and really what I want to do in life, for it to be amplified or go to the next level, I really need to have an agent. And so my wild dream, excuse me, for 2025 is not only to finish the memoir, which I was kind of working on today. This is my memoir kind of little packet of uh, things and writing journal materials. So I really need and I want an agent. And so that is one big wild dream that I'm working on. I've given myself until June to write and finish the first draft, at least, of my memoir, because there's a huge symposium here in Austin, which is just north of me. I live in Wimberley, Texas. And so I'm hoping to have the draft done and a pseudo book proposal or a query letter done by the time the agent symposium happens, and hopefully find an agent that way. But I'm also sending out query letters as well to hopefully find, I put it out there, the right agent for me. And I made a list of all the things of like what a right agent for me would look like. And it's not what I thought it was going to be, which is why I feel like it's so important to really get to know, like when you go off into a wild dream, like what is it that exactly that you want? What is it that your art needs? What is it that your heart wants in your soul? Like what is it that you are calling in? And so I made a list of all the things that I want to call in for my particular agent, for the right agent for me. So that's a big wild dream that I'm currently working on. Another big one is I am wanting to buy my ancestral land back. And so I have a money goal of 329K in 2025. That's more money than I've ever made in my whole entire life. It is a huge, impossible goal, but it's also why I know I have to chase it, because I really believe that we can make the impossible possible, and that we can do it in ways that are ethically and authentically sourced from us, and ways that stay true to, oh, thank you so much. I'm holding that. And ways that are authentically true to why we're here on the planet, to our art. And I also want to be proof, like that number is so scary to say out loud. Not out loud, because like my partner and my wife and everybody else knows it, but it's scary to say out loud in public. And this harkens back to yesterday's video about being honest in public, which is really hard, and why I'm here is because I want to practice being vulnerable and being brave in public. So saying that number out loud publicly is really huge, because again, it's more money than I've ever made. It's more money than my parents, anybody in my immediate surroundings has ever made. Um, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. And I'm really excited to see how that wild dream grows in a way that's so radically aligned to my ethics and my values, and then being proof for other folks who are like, you can't make that kind of money but without, climbing over people or being, an asshole. Like I really want to be proof that it is possible for us to maintain our values, maintain our art, maintain who we are as people, and make the kind of money that, not necessarily that, yeah, that we deserve to make, that we are all abundant beings. And my why and my reasoning is because I want to buy my ancestral lands back. I want land here in Wimberley, Texas. So that is a huge wild dream. It's kind of like a twofer. So I have the money part, but then the real big is the buying my ancestral land back. I'm trying to think if there's another big wild dream that I'm going to be working on as we go through the 100 days. I think those are the two biggest ones, really. And yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today, is kind of give you an insight into what my wild dreams are, what has called me here to be on Substack and be out more in the world, and my why behind everything. So thank you so much. I love you, Beth. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm excited to do this again tomorrow. I really wanted to go live today before I got into like the brandy brain. So I'm happy that I did it. And thank you for being here. And I will see you tomorrow in Lakesh.